is currently constructed. And yes, it's true, this is flood protection because here on this part of the Danube, sometimes every 10 years there is a really severe high water. There is high water basically every year, yeah? But it does not get that high. But every 10 years the water can be really high, and that's why you see here on the right hand side the big wall, the flood protection that is currently constructed. The last big flood here was 2002, where also this town was almost completely, the lower part of the town were completely flooded, and also Krems and well, also parts of the area across
Yeah, just a few blocks away. Arcadia, we didn't know them. Huh? Arcadia has good food.
Yeah, they have a lot of good food.
And actually, they're 2 doors down from some friends of ours.
Yeah.
We were with friends from South.
No, no.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right in this seat, right here.
You sure? The best?
Well, yeah, because we can see all the way around.
Well.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Melk-Abbey tour. Hans is our driver. It's only a short ride to the parking lot of the Abbey, and from there we gotta take some steps down. Please be extra careful on the steps, they might be slippery, yeah? So I really want you to be careful there, and there's no need to rush, there's no need to run. We have all the time in the world, because our guides will be waiting for us in the Abbey. There is apparently a new bridge. Yeah, we don't take the new road when you walk, you take the shortcut when you walk.
Great.
Nice winter wonderland here in Austria.
Beautiful.
So here's your
Clouds are lower.
Right. Well.
That far, in case you just want to go back to the ship, have a hot chocolate or a margarita or something like that, then of course you can also take Hans's bus there, which will be waiting right after
The walk.
the tour. The walk is about 15 minutes from the town. Yeah, if you have
Mileage.
1.2 kilometers from the first square.
Oh, that's pretty.
And one more time, please be careful on the steps down, yeah? The yellow and the...
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you can already switch on your headphones, receivers. We are on channel 8.
ferry house where our ship is now. From here to the ship, just pure walking, 30 minutes, yeah? Without stopping at the Glühwein or sausage stand or something like that. But in 30 minutes from here you can even, when you walk very moderate, you can do it to the ship, yeah? Or you just walk for 10 minutes up to the bus. At 4 o'clock to the bus. Alright? Now, don't do stunt, let's go to the tour.
And her husband Francis did not Lorraine. Maria Theresia slept in the monastery of Melk 3 times, and she used to travel with her entire court. So she brought between 200 and 300 people with her, all servants and soldates and hairdressers, for example. They could all stay here in the guest room. And we are going to see a very modern exhibition about the history of the monastery and the former guest rooms. Then we are going to see the marble hall, which was the dining room for the guests. And afterwards we'll stroll over the terrace to get into the library, and at the end we are also going to visit the Abbey church together. So this will take us approximately 1 hour. And when you follow me, we will continue this way to see the Nursia constructed his first monastery. years old, and by the size of. And then you have a red chair here in the center of the room. This is here to show us that also the style of the furniture changed. So at the end, really everything became more and more splendid, the longer the Baroque style lasted. And at the end, it was really very, very splendid, as you can see by the mitre, which is up there. And then it was too much for the population, for example, because they were very poor in this time, so they weren't able to buy paradise on earth. And it was also too much for Joseph II, who was the oldest son of Maria Theresia, and who said that it's more reasonable to save money than to spend money for things just to look nice. So he made a difference. So they closed them first, they put the body inside, the coffin was let down into the grave, and in the grave they opened the doors so they could take back the empty coffin and reuse it. Of course, it was used only for the population, and people didn't really like this idea, so very soon after the death of Joseph II, the reusable coffin vanished again. People could go to school. Prior to Joseph II, education was necessary for the monks, and it was also a privilege for the wealthy people, and the poor people, for example, didn't even have the possibility to get close to a school. But they found paintings like the ones which you can see here over the altar in the churches. And by looking at the paintings, they could learn about what is written in the Bible. So here, for example, you have the paintings which were done 500 years ago by a German painter called Jörg Breu. And you have the story of the Passion on one side. At the back, you can also find paintings on the child. So we have now reached the dining room of the Imperial Baroque architecture, because it's a very high room. And they also used an illusionary painting here, for example, so they also used an illusion to make the room bigger than it really is. When you take a look over there, for example, under the balcony, you can find a line which is enlightened. And until the line, the ceiling is really round, but everything which is over the line is a painting on a flat wooden ceiling. So it's illusionary painted. And when we are standing in the middle of the room, for example, the illusion is perfect because the columns on the ceiling are all...
Amazing winter scenery in Austria.
Very interesting. The globe was painted at the end of the 17th century. Australia was discovered 2 years before the globe was painted, so we already had Australia here. But here it's still called New Holland because it was discovered by the Dutch. And we have the United States on the